Top 10 Best Fantasy Anime You Must Watch. Number 10, we have Build Divide Code Black. In New Kyoto, a city governed by the king, one's worth is determined by his or her strength in the Build Divide trading card game. Rumors swirl about New Kyoto and its king. If you defeat the king in Build Divide, any wish will be fulfilled. And in order to challenge the king, one must participate in the TCG battle known as Rebuild, and the key must be completed. Everyone has a wish they long to have fulfilled. Ryuto Kurabe, a boy who vows to take down the king, and Sakura Benka, the mysterious girl who guides him, throw themselves into the Rebuild battle. With New Kyoto as the stage, the curtain rises and the battle begins for Ryuto and his friends. Number 9, we have Paprika. The world of dreams can be an incredible window into the psyche, showing one's deepest desires, aspirations, and repressed memories. One hopeful tech lab has been developing the DC Mini, a device with the power to delve into the dreams of others. Exako Chiba and Kozaku Takata have been tirelessly working to develop this technology with the hopes of using it to deeply explore patients' minds and help cure them of their psychological disorders. However, having access to the deepest corners of a person's mind comes with a tremendous responsibility. In the wrong hands, the DC Mini could be used as a form of psychological terrorism and cause mental breakdowns in the minds of targets. When this technology is stolen and people around them start acting strangely. Number 8, we have a good librarian like a good shepherd. The shepherd, an urban legend of Shiomi Academy, is said to appear before hard-working students to grant them a wish. While engrossed in a book inside the school's renowned Great Library, Kurike Kai, a second-year student and the library club's de facto president, receives an email from the shepherd foretelling an event that will change his fate. Worried by the message, Kuru rushes over to a nearby train station and encounters fellow student Sugmi Shirasaki, whom he saves from being hit by a derailing train. Grateful for his heroic actions, Sugmi joins the library club and invites Kuru to participate in her mysterious Shiomi Happy project. Together with other new members of the club, they strive to make the academy a better place and uncover the identity of the enigmatic shepherd. Number 7, Reincarnated into the Demon King Evelogia's world. Meteor Woman. The strongest couple appears to conquer another world? Toshiaki Yashido, commonly known as Giz, is a socially stray person. One day he is shot dead and wakes up. Wait, what? He was reincarnated in a game world. Moreover, in front of him is the figure of that game's last boss, Demon King Isekai, who had been longing for a long time. He who was still young before awakening was trembling with loneliness. I fell in love with you. I'm dying to start courtship? The lonely Demon King ex-Demon King who is on the verge of darkness, the world conquest love of such a terrible man, begins now. Number 6, Pandora Hearts. To young Oz Vesalius, heir to the Vesalius Duke House, the perilous world called the Abyss is nothing more than a folktale used to scare misbehaving children. However, when Oz's coming-of-age ceremony is interrupted by the malicious Baskerville clan intent on banishing him into the depths of the Abyss, the Vesalius heir realizes that his peaceful life of luxury is at its end. Now, he must confront the world of the Abyss and its dwellers, the monstrous chains, which are both not quite as fake as he once believed. Based on the supranational fantasy manga of the same name, Pandora Hearts tells the story of 15-year-old Oz's journey to discover the meaning behind the strange events that have overtaken his life. Assisted by a mysterious chain named Alice, whose nickname is Blood-Stained Black Rabbit, and members of a clandestine organization known as Pandora, Oz begins to realize his existence may have more meaning than he could have ever imagined. Number 5, Isekai Chief Magician. Regular high schooler Taiki Nishimura and his childhood friend, Rin Azuma, are on their way to school one ordinary morning. Suddenly, a glowing light envelops them, transporting them to a fantasy world full of magical creatures. Upon their arrival, Taiki and Rin are threatened by a beast. They are promptly saved by a group of adventurers, who advise the pair that traveling unarmed and inexperienced makes them vulnerable to the recently increasing monster attacks. Taiki and Rin are directed to the guild, where they can determine their magical aptitude and register as adventurers. However, the test they take reveals an unprecedented result. Taeki and Ren possess extraordinary powers that far surpass the standard mage, instantly transforming them from typical high school students to the ultimate cheat magicians. Taeki and Ren learn to grasp the full extent of their powers and familiarize themselves with their new world. However, while the duo seeks to uncover the reason behind their transportation and a possible way back to their original world, unexpected trouble lurks in the shadows. Number 4, Dragonar Academy. Learning to ride and tame dragons comes easy to most students at Ansar Van Dragonar Academy, except for first-year student Ash Blake, who is known by his fellow classmates as the number 1 problem child. Poor Ash is the laughing stock at school because, despite his unfashionably large star-shaped brand that marks him as a feature dragon master, he has nothing to show for it. His dragon has never appeared. Until now, that is. One fateful day, Ash's dragon awakes in full glory, but appears different than any dragon ever seen before, in the form of a beautiful girl. What's worse, Ash soon discovers that this new dragon has attitude to spare, as she promptly informs him that she is the master, and he, the servant. Ash's problems with dragon riding have only just begun. Number 3, The Witcher Nightmare of the Wolf. Visama reminisces about his youth when he, along with his best friend Ileana, were servants for a noble whose mistress was saved from a mar by a witcher named Viglin with Visama's help. Enticed by promises of coin and riches, Visama traveled to Kaer Morhen and underwent the training and mutations to become a witcher. In the present day, Visama and another fellow witcher, Luca, are arrested for killing 2 knights in a bar fight. Lady Zerbst persuades the king to send Visama along with Tetra to rid the forest of Ketsu. She personally delivers the mission order to Visama, who recognizes her as the now 70-year-old Ileana. Visama and Tetra set out and she tells him the story of a young sorceress wrongfully killed by a witcher as part of a con, and that she is convinced that all witchers are corrupt. Number 2, The Case Study of Vanitas. Scorned by others of his kind for being born under a blue moon, the vampire Vanitas grew afraid and desolate. According to legend, he created a cursed grimoire known as the Book of Vanitas, and it is said he would one day use it to bring retribution upon all vampires of the Crimson Moon. In 19th century Paris, no archivist is searching for the fabled Book of Vanitas. Whilst traveling aboard an airship, he is saved from a vampire attack by an eccentric doctor who calls himself Vanitas and carries the very tome he seeks. Ironically, the self-proclaimed vampire specialist is a mere human who inherited both his name and the book from his master, the same Vanitas of legend. As the odd case of the charlatan's parade crops up, the doctor's ability to restore sanity to vampires by recovering their true name will prove most beneficial. Number 1, Dorohedoro. Hole, a dark, decrepit, and disorderly district where the strong prey on the weak and death is an ordinary occurrence, is all but befitting of the name given to it. A realm separated from law and ethics, it is a testing ground to the magic users who dominate it. As a race occupying the highest rungs of their society, the magic users think of the denizens of Hole as no more than insects. Murdered, mutilated, and made experiments without a second thought, the powerless Hole dwellers litter the halls of Hole's hospital on a daily basis. Possessing free access to and from the cesspool, and with little challenge to their authority, the magic users appear indomitable to most, aside for a few. Kaiman, more reptile than man, is one such individual. He hunts them on a heedless quest for answers with only a trusted pair of bayonets and his immunity to magic. Cursed by his appearance and tormented by nightmares, magic users are his only clue to restoring his life to normal. With his biggest obstacle being his stomach, his female companion Nikaidu, who runs the restaurant Hungry Bug, is his greatest ally. Set in a gritty world of hellish design, Dorohedoro manages a healthy blend of comedy and lightheartedness with death and carnage. Taking plenty of twists and turns while following the lives of Hole's residents, it weaves a unique world of unearthly origin and dreary appearance not for the squeamish or easily disturbed. That all for today. Hope you guys like it.